Join me as I take on the challenge of unlocking my spiritual growth and finding inner peace. Let's see how this life-changing journey unfolds. The path to enlightenment often begins with a single step, taken in darkness but guided by an inner light we didn't even know existed. Sometimes that first step feels more like a stumble, but even our missteps can lead us to unexpected revelations. Life has a way of presenting us with spiritual catalysts at exactly the right moment. A chance encounter, a profound loss, or even a simple sunset that suddenly speaks to our soul in ways we never anticipated. These moments become the cornerstones of our spiritual architecture. The beauty of spiritual awakening lies in its uniqueness to each individual. Some find it in the depths of meditation, others in the rhythm of daily rituals, and still others in the unexpected spaces between moments. There's no universal roadmap, only the compass of our own intuition. When we answer the call to spiritual growth, we often discover that what we thought was a solitary journey is actually a collective experience, connecting us to countless others who are also searching for deeper meaning. This shared quest creates invisible bridges between hearts and minds. The decision to pursue spiritual growth isn't just about finding peace. It's about becoming an active participant in our own evolution, consciously choosing to expand beyond the boundaries of our current understanding. Embarking on a journey of spiritual growth and inner peace can be a truly transformative experience. It has the power to bring a sense of calm, clarity, and fulfillment to our lives, allowing us to live more intentionally and connect more deeply with ourselves and those around us. This transformation often begins in the smallest of moments. The first time we truly notice our breath, the instant we catch ourselves reacting unconsciously and choose a different path, or the quiet dawn when we finally understand what it means to simply be. The process of spiritual awakening can feel like learning a new language. At first, everything seems foreign and challenging, but gradually, we begin to understand the subtle dialects of our own consciousness. We start to interpret the symbols and signals that have always been present, but previously went unnoticed. As we deepen our practice, we often discover that transformation isn't always about adding new elements to our lives. Sometimes it's about stripping away layers of conditioning and revealing the authentic self that has always existed beneath the surface. What makes this journey truly remarkable is its ripple effect. As we transform ourselves, we naturally influence those around us, creating a subtle but powerful wave of positive change that extends far beyond our immediate circle. Just as a garden needs regular tending to flourish, our spiritual growth requires consistent nurturing and attention. This journey becomes a sacred practice of self-discovery and inner cultivation. We've all been there at the mercy of our anxiety, feeling overwhelmed by the demands of daily life, and struggling to find a sense of balance and tranquility. Stress and anxiety can be crippling, making it difficult to focus, be productive, and enjoy the present moment. And with the constant distractions of social media, technology, and the pressures of modern life, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind and lose sight of what's truly important. These moments of overwhelm often serve as powerful wake-up calls, forcing us to recognize that something fundamental needs to shift in our approach to life. Like a compass needle spinning wildly before finding true north, our anxiety can actually become the catalyst for profound change. The beauty of acknowledging our struggles lies in the vulnerability it requires. When we finally admit to ourselves that we're not coping as well as we'd like, we open the door to authentic transformation. This admission becomes the first step toward genuine healing. Technology, while often painted as the villain in our story of disconnection, can actually become a powerful ally when used mindfully. The key lies in establishing healthy boundaries and learning to use these tools in service of our growth, rather than allowing them to control us. Sometimes the very distractions we blame for our anxiety contain hidden invitations to deeper awareness. Each notification, each urge to scroll, becomes an opportunity to practice presence and conscious choice-making. The constant noise of modern life can feel like an insurmountable obstacle, but it also presents us with countless opportunities to practice returning to our center, making each moment a potential gateway to peace. In today's fast-paced world, it's no wonder that so many of us feel burnout, exhausted, and disconnected from our own hearts and minds. We try to fill the void with material possessions, fleeting pleasures, and temporary escapes, but deep down, we know that these things can never truly bring us lasting happiness and fulfillment. The truth is, we're searching for something more, a sense of purpose, meaning, and inner peace that can only be found by looking within. This universal human experience of seeking fulfillment in external things often becomes the very catalyst that eventually turns our attention inward. Each disappointed expectation can serve as a signpost pointing toward a deeper truth. The exhaustion we feel isn't just physical. It's the soul's way of demanding attention, asking us to pause and reconsider our definition of success and fulfillment. This fatigue can become a sacred messenger when we learn to listen to it with compassion. Our culture's emphasis on acquisition and achievement often masks a deeper spiritual hunger that no amount of external success can satisfy. Recognizing this truth marks the beginning of authentic spiritual inquiry. When we finally understand that our search for meaning can't be satisfied by anything outside ourselves, we begin the real journey of self-discovery. This realization, though sometimes painful, contains within it the seeds of genuine transformation. The void we feel isn't actually empty. It's pregnant with possibility, waiting for us to turn our attention inward and discover the wealth of wisdom that already exists within us. We're often told to just be present or to let go of our worries. But how do we actually do that? How do we quiet the mind, calm the body, and tap into that sense of inner peace that we so desperately crave? The journey to presence begins with radical acceptance of where we are right now, even if where we are feels miles away from where we think we should be. This acceptance itself becomes a gateway to deeper peace. Learning to be present isn't about forcing our minds into submission. It's about developing a gentle, curious relationship with our own consciousness. Like training a wild horse, the key lies in patience, consistency, and respect for the process. The art of letting go becomes easier when we understand that we're not actually losing anything. We're simply creating space for something new to emerge. Each worry we release creates room for peace to enter. The body itself holds profound wisdom about presence. When we learn to listen to its signals and respond with compassion, we discover that peace isn't something we need to create, but rather something we can allow to surface naturally. The practice of presence isn't about achieving a particular state. It's about developing the capacity to meet each moment with openness and curiosity, regardless of what it contains. Meditation is one powerful tool that can help us do just that. By dedicating just a few minutes each day to sitting in stillness, focusing on our breath, and letting go of distractions, we can begin to quiet the mind, reduce stress and anxiety, and connect with a deeper sense of inner peace. Mindfulness is another practice that can help us cultivate a greater sense of awareness, allowing us to appreciate the beauty in the present moment and let go of worries about the past or future. The beauty of meditation lies not just in the practice itself, but in how it gradually transforms our relationship with every aspect of life. Like ripples spreading from a stone dropped in still water, the effects of regular meditation extend far beyond the cushion. Many people approach meditation expecting immediate results, but the real magic happens in the subtle shifts that occur over time. Just as a photographer learns to notice light, a regular meditator begins to perceive the subtle textures of consciousness itself. The challenge isn't in finding time to meditate. It's in recognizing that each moment offers an opportunity for mindful awareness. Waiting in line, washing dishes, or walking to work can become opportunities for informal practice. One of the most profound benefits of meditation is how it changes our relationship with difficulty. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles to peace, we begin to recognize them as opportunities for deeper practice and growth. The misconception that meditation is about emptying the mind often prevents people from starting or continuing their practice. In reality, it's about developing a new relationship with our thoughts, one based on observation rather than identification. Journaling is yet another powerful practice that can help us tap into our inner wisdom, process our emotions, and gain clarity on our values and goals. By putting pen to paper and allowing our thoughts and feelings to flow freely, we can begin to identify patterns, release emotional blockages, and connect with a deeper sense of purpose and meaning. The act of journaling creates a sacred dialogue between our conscious and unconscious minds. As we write, we often discover thoughts and insights that were previously hidden from our awareness, like archaeologists unearthing buried treasures. There's something alchemical about the process of transforming our internal experience into written words. This translation helps us gain perspective on our challenges and often reveals solutions that were invisible when our thoughts remained unwritten. Regular journaling becomes a form of self-therapy, allowing us to track our growth over time and recognize patterns in our thinking and behavior. Looking back on old entries often reveals how far we've come and provides encouragement for the journey ahead. The beauty of journaling lies in its flexibility. There's no right way to do it. Whether through stream of consciousness writing, structured prompts, or artistic expression, the key is finding a method that resonates with your unique voice. The practice of journaling can also serve as a bridge between our spiritual insights and practical life applications. By documenting both our challenges and breakthroughs, we create a personal roadmap for transformation. One of the most significant turning points in my own spiritual journey was when I began to prioritize self-care and self-love. I had always been someone who put others first, neglecting my own needs and desires in the process. But as I started to take care of my physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, I began to feel a sense of inner peace and happiness that I had never felt before. I started to say no to things that didn't serve me, set boundaries with others, and prioritize my own needs and desires. It was incredibly liberating, and it's something that I wish I had done sooner. The journey to self-love often begins with small acts of kindness toward ourselves, moments when we choose rest over productivity, authenticity over people-pleasing, or self-compassion over self-criticism. These seemingly minor choices accumulate into profound transformation. Learning to prioritize our own well-being isn't selfish. It's actually the foundation for being of genuine service to others. Like putting on our own oxygen mask first in an airplane emergency, self-care enables us to show up more fully for those we love. The practice of setting boundaries often triggers fear initially. Fear of disapproval, rejection, or conflict. Yet as we persist, we discover that clear boundaries actually foster healthier, more authentic relationships. Many of us carry deep-seated beliefs about self-sacrifice being virtuous, making it difficult to prioritize our own needs. Challenging these beliefs requires patience and persistence, but the resulting freedom is worth every uncomfortable moment. The journey to self-love isn't linear. It's more like a spiral, where we revisit similar lessons at deeper levels of understanding. Each cycle brings new insights and opportunities for growth. Looking back, I realized that my spiritual journey was full of ups and downs, twists and turns. There were times when I felt lost, confused, and uncertain, but there were also times of profound growth, insight, and transformation. And through it all, I learned that the journey itself is the destination, that the search for inner peace and spiritual growth is not about arriving at some final destination, but about embracing the journey itself with all its ups and downs. The metaphor of spiritual growth as a spiral staircase has proven particularly meaningful. While we may feel like we're covering the same ground, we're actually experiencing familiar lessons from increasingly elevated perspectives. Each repetition brings deeper understanding. Those moments of confusion and uncertainty, which I once viewed as setbacks, revealed themselves as essential catalysts for growth. Like a butterfly struggling to emerge from its chrysalis, the very resistance we encounter strengthens us for flight. The concept of spiritual bypassing, using spiritual practices to avoid rather than process difficult emotions, became an important lesson. True spiritual growth isn't about transcending our humanity, but about fully embracing it, shadows and all. What started as a search for answers gradually transformed into a love affair with questions. The mystery itself became sacred, and not knowing evolved from a source of anxiety into a state of wonder and possibility. The realization that growth often happens in the spaces between efforts, in the quiet moments of surrender rather than the passionate pursuit of enlightenment, brought a profound shift in how I approach my practice. In conclusion, taking small steps towards spiritual growth and inner peace can have a profound impact on our lives. By incorporating practices like meditation, mindfulness, and journaling, and by prioritizing self-care and self-love, we can begin to quiet the mind, calm the body, and connect with a deeper sense of purpose and meaning. This journey of transformation isn't about adding more to our already full lives. It's about creating space for our natural wisdom and peace to emerge. Like clearing clouds from the sky, our practice simply reveals what was always there. The tools and practices we discover along the way aren't ends in themselves, but rather keys that unlock different aspects of our own innate wisdom. Each person's combination of practices will be as unique as their fingerprint. The beauty of spiritual growth lies in its infinite nature. There's always another layer to explore, another depth to plumb, another perspective to consider. This endless potential for discovery keeps the journey fresh and engaging. The impact of inner transformation inevitably radiates outward, touching every aspect of our lives and relationships. As we grow in awareness and compassion for ourselves, our capacity to serve and support others naturally expands. Our individual journeys of spiritual growth contribute to the collective evolution of consciousness, making our personal practice a gift not just to ourselves but to the whole world. If you're watching this video, I'd love to hear about your own experiences with spiritual growth and inner peace in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my other videos for more insights on personal growth and spirituality. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Your story is an essential part of this collective journey toward greater awareness and peace. By sharing our experiences, we create a tapestry of wisdom that can inspire and guide others on their own paths. Each comment you leave becomes a thread in this larger fabric of understanding, potentially offering exactly the insight someone else needs in their moment of questioning or doubt. The community we build through sharing our stories becomes a powerful force for transformation, creating a field of support and encouragement that uplifts everyone involved. Your unique perspective and experiences, even and especially the challenges you've faced, can serve as stepping stones for others who are walking a similar path. The conversation doesn't end with this video. It's just beginning. Let's continue this exploration together. If you're ready to begin or deepen your own spiritual journey, I invite you to take 4 simple actions today. 1. Create a dedicated space in your home for daily reflection, even if it's just a small corner with a cushion and a candle. This physical commitment becomes a powerful symbol of your spiritual intention. 2. Start a spiritual insights journal where you can document your experiences, questions, and revelations. Write in it for just 5 minutes each morning or evening, allowing your thoughts to flow freely without judgment. 3. Join our growing community of spiritual seekers by sharing your own story in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. 4. Subscribe to receive weekly guidance and meditation practices that you can incorporate into your daily life. Each week, we'll explore a new aspect of spiritual growth together. Remember, every great journey begins with a single step. Your future self will thank you for beginning this transformative path today. Let's walk this road together, supporting and inspiring each other as we grow. What step will you take today to nurture your spiritual growth? Share your commitment in the comments below, and let's create a ripple effect of positive transformation in our world.